It is time for feedback. Welcome. You have made it. Livestream 64. We're about to get down. Hello, hello. Testing 1, 2, 3. We're testing a multi-stream right now. Let me know in the chat if there's any issues with anything. Try to work them out. All right, let me make sure that I can. Possibly, I don't think it is working actually. Yeah, we're good. Hopefully YouTube is working as well. I'm going to test YouTube here on my iPad. Perfect. We're good. All right, guys. In my Discord, you could submit your track for feedback. Hashtag live WIP feedback. This is where you could submit your SoundCloud link. We're going to do review. We're accepting a couple more tracks. We have about maybe 12, 13 right now. First up is going to be Lodian. And he has submitted Summon the King. Man, let's get it done. Lodian for the one time. Let's go. Oh, Lord have mercy. Lodian, as usual, coming in hot. Hot fire. Lodian has always been around submitting. He's been improving a lot, and honestly, he's getting to the point where he's starting to sound real professional. It's real good. Lots of good things, lots of stereo imaging. So like full stereo, full mono. Maybe the mono could be a little bit louder, right? But we're not missing the mono. It's there. We have a full mix, good energy. He's really good at the piano, so his music theory is on point, and it seems that you're simplifying things more and making it more electronic, and it's more organized, and it's really nice to see that you're doing this. Your intros are so good, obviously, because of your theory. But just, I mean, the flow, the call and response, the variations over time, there's a lot going on here. It keeps the audience engaged, keeps the listener so happy, you know, and even towards the end, like the second drop, lots of new things. And then there's always with you the melodic elements in the back, just keeping it going. I mean, there's just constant movement. Very good. Lodian as usual. Like I said, I mean, the really only thing really is, I guess, to just get really good at mixing and mastering at this point. Study audio engineering and just getting like insanely good at mixing your sounds together, because that's like the last step in your journey. As soon as everything's super crystal clear, super heavy, super mega clean, and you can adapt to every single song and every challenge in front of you, you'll just be a fucking unstoppable monster. You're about to be. You already are, honestly. Ever since I met you, I knew this was going to happen. The king is coming out. Good job, Lodian. Killing the game. Up next, Celestial Shadows by Zexver. Maybe? Let's go. Unreleased. Nice. That was cool. Nice flow here. We got so much flow going on. Lots of cool sound design too. Lots of new sounds happening later in the song. It keeps you staying all the way to the end. I mean, just the outro too. Listen. Sounds like an old school like TV show intro or something. It's pretty legit. Now, when we get to the drop, we kind of just go straight into the bass. So, I mean, there could be a lot more energy in this transition from build up to drop. You know, call and response is going to help you a lot here. Yeah, it just goes dun, dun, dun. It should go like maybe sustain bass, like dun, 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 dun. Or maybe something fast, like doo, 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 dun, 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 dun. You know, like go back and forth between some stuff there. That's a really important section. This shit's hard. Like just the dynamic switch is intense. So like super loud, right? Sick ass deep vocal. Followed by the sub bass, right? All by itself. So it's like getting quiet now. You hear the gun cock. And then the pitch bend in the sub. Followed by more energy. Like that's good. Really good. That all this energy progresses. Like this is the type of stuff you need to be doing in your the main drop as well. Just pure energy blasts, great dynamic shifts, huge movements between sections. Some of the basses in some sections were too loud. I had to like turn it down, and things are like too loud. Some things are out of control. So make sure you have all your sounds balanced, and you got to make sure that you're mixing them, because if one sound is too loud, then the other sounds will be weaker, basically. So they'll have to be balanced. Use compression to balance things out, and use a good audio interface and good headphones so that you can hear everything as well. If you look at the main, like a lot of the time we're coming in at like past -3, and this type of dubstep, it can go to -3, but usually it does, unless it's like tear out or it's just super loud. I mean, this is fine getting super loud, but we're going past -3. There's like some mixing errors, so you got to be careful getting this loud unless you have a nice balanced strong mix that's really making sure there's no harsh frequencies and there's good dynamics too. So check your loudness, make sure you don't get too loud. Uh-oh, my bad. Train wreck. There's another sound here. The laser. The laser's a great break from all the other basses. Like if you just kept it the same bass, the same tone the whole time, it would start to get, you know, old. The energy would start to die down, but you do good switching up the flow, switching up the energy. Yeah, so there's really nice tricks in here. Sounds good. Very nice. You could also work on the transitions. I forgot to say, like the yeah, that transition is it's pretty abrupt. You could definitely work on making that more professional, maybe reference some tracks to see how your favorite artists transition these sections. But you want to almost like make sure there's a distinct difference between the phrase. So usually like a nice fill right at the end. They're kind of like almost overlapping each other and blending together. Sometimes you can do that like with a washout, but usually it's best in these genres to make a distinct difference between the drop, the fill right at the end of the drop, and then the breakdown. It'll help a lot with flow and energy too. Cool. Otherwise, good job. Nice. Nicely done. Celestial Shadows. Up next, we have Blackbeard. It looks like we have some new submissions in here too. Let me go ahead and check out what we got. Awesome. These will actually be the final submissions. We have a lot now. If you guys want to submit, you can. It will be on next week's. We accept around 15 to 20 usually. And now there will be on YouTube and Twitch. We will be multi-streaming if this goes well. We'll see what's good. Everything's been looking good so far. Alright, so up next we have Bleep Bloop music. Nice. And this is going to be by Blackbeard. Very nice cover art, very artistic cover art. Okay, let's go ahead and see what it sounds like.
Before my life, man, that's the heaviest shit I ever smoked, man. I mean, I smoked a lot of shit before, man. But goddamn, man, that's heavy shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I almost gave you the wrong
Nice. That was bleep bloopy. That was a bleepity blappity, actually. If you ever look at the definition of bleep bloop, you'll see it's a bleepity blappity sort of malfunction. The bleepy function turns into the bloppy scrumption. Munchkin.
almost gave you the wrong
Bleep, blop, bloop, blop, bleep, blum, bloom, blum. Nicely done. Blackbeard coming in with the wonky bleep bloop music, if you know what I'm saying. Yeah, the sound design of this is fire. We got all kinds of stuff that, you know, people don't usually use, right? Sounds that are bleepity bloopity sounds that are real wonky. It's cool. There's a nice. Ooh, thank you very much for. What just happened? Was that a follow? Why? Sorry, I can't see who just followed. Thank you. For some reason, my stream is not showing me my chat on Twitch. I don't know why. Probably because the multi-stream. I see the chat on my multi-stream though, but it doesn't say who follows. Oh, that's a snap dude diddly. Thank you. Bleep blop. Since we're wonking up and down, it's real important that the focus is on the wonks, right? The bleepities. One of the only things that I could really recommend you improve upon is probably the tops, the hi-hats. They're kind of erratic and doing their own thing in the back and almost congesting the mix and taking the spotlight off of the main wonkity wigglies. But if you were to make those hats flow with the rhythm and the bounce of the beat plus the wonkies, then that will make a big difference, you know? Like, let's see if you guys can tell the hats are empty. Have some hats over here. And over here. So you see the rhythms and it's changing throughout the track. But in sections like this, right? Here how the hat's going really fast. It's changing the rhythm of what's going on here. It's like, remember, our rhythm is bum 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 what? So if the hat's like and it's going erratic, it's gonna get quite things are gonna be quite as I should say a little bit congested. So just make sure, look into your tops, make sure those are all flowing together. And then also
I almost gave you the wrong.
You just throw us straight into the main like motif here, the main response bass as I would call it. But because of that, there's not as much energy as there could be. You know, I mean, this is fine, this works, but if you want people to dance harder, dance more, be more, you know, like wowed with the track, then you want to improve the flow with call response fill at least, and then keep evolving and structuring upon that. Because without it, it's really easy for this to get repetitive and predictable and lose energy because of that. These like fills and the switches up here, this is obviously good. It's just, remember, you got to remember about the beginning of it too, not just the ends of your phrases. Okay, and that's about it. Oh yeah, second drop, you could definitely change it up a bit more from the first drop too. That will be taking it to the next level for sure. Nice bleepity bloopities. Keep the wonk. And maybe, oh yeah, maybe add some vocals here in these sections. Maybe like a narration or something cool for us to be like, ooh, wow, cool. Okay, next, Havoc. Attica. Let's go. Lord, help me. The frequencies have taken over. That was intense, man. The end of that got fucking crazy. I must say, your flow and your variations and sound design sounds very professional, very nice. The overall mixing of it all, like the clarity and the clearness and the overall like brightness of the highs, for example, are lacking a lot. And that's what makes the overall song sound less professional. Dude, if you like focus a lot on mixing and mastering and really getting these things super upfront and loud and as best as you can, it's going to help a lot, because you have really, really good flows and sick sound design and amazing variations, and you switched up the second drop so good. I mean, you transported me. Like, some songs will be so freaking heavy that it just literally sends me into this really dark space. And like when I've been in the club and I've been dancing super hard and like super fucked up, I just get stuck into the zone of like darkness, and the rhythms of the beats just take me over, and like my soul just goes in vibration with that, you know. And there are some sections of this where I got lost, and it felt good. So good job, man. It's very hard to make new, creative, innovative stuff. So these flows, these rhythms, like there's a lot going on. Let's check this out. Like one of the sickest parts is like that, almost that white noise, fast fluttering bass, like with the bum, bum. There's a lot of different rhythmic motions going on. There's so much to dance to, and it's all blending together nicely. The sub is heavy. The volume's kind of perfect right now. -5 lefts. This is a golden zone to be in. Now I want you to look at the ozone imager, because you can see how wide your clap is compared to like your main bass leads. Check that. So your bass leads are about the same size, a little bit less than your clap, when really you have a little bit extra room to bring those basses some space over here, left and right. And then obviously, like I'd mentioned earlier, the brightness, compression, multi-band compression on individual tracks and on group tracks are going to help a lot. I mean, you just barely need to pump it up because everything is mixed very well. So what do I mean? Like, so listen to the bass leads and see which ones have priority. And then compare all those basses to the actual hi-hat, like the ride. And you're comparing like loudness, frequency content. And you'll see like there's a pretty big difference with how bright and big the ride is compared to the actual, I guess, bass stack. Now the hi-hat, we could just turn it down, right? But we don't want to. We need to leave the hi-hat there, and we need to push everything up to get basically to regular dynamics, you know? Loud, bright, clear, clean. And make sure your snare is preferably tuned to your scale, root note. And it's going to help a lot because it's such a big snare. It's like, it's taking up so much. There's so much transient. You want to make sure that that snare clap combo is perfect too. Now this is almost completely different than this. This sounds much cleaner. You know, that's why there's so much more energy here. That's why I was so much more impressed by this. But this starts to sound a lot more congested. It almost sounds like a traffic jam. There's a lot going on with not a lot of mixing done. They're not blending together as well. It's a lot louder too. So there's more distortion getting involved, a lot more muddiness coming through. Nice. The switch ups, amazing. Good flow. Like I said, I really just want to keep working on blending these things together, mixing. You guys that are pushing it this far and got these much skills, really the last goal is to just perfect that mix and master and be able to adapt to every song. So that's the golden ticket. That is the golden ticket. Good job. And that was Attica with Havoc. Nice. Up next, we got Scandalous with a scandalized flip, it looks like. Firestone, Kygo. I can help, Anthony. I can help. Regular tracks. Put in my Discord right here, live feedback. Every Monday, we do streams. And then if you need 1v1 lessons, just hit me up. Instagram, Discord, you can ask any questions. And if you need to book a time or a date, just go to dripment.com. And we'll get it done. We can make sure we get everything sounding as best as possible. So this sounds like a nice little bootleg here. We're going to see what's going down.
I'm afraid for the fire, the dark in need of light.
Yes.
When we touch, you inspire. Will it change in me tonight? Take me up, take me higher. Don't want not far from here. We can act in desire. Burning love tonight. Hearts alive. Fire strong. When they strike, we feel the love.
right, cool. That's Kygo, Firestone, Scandalized by Scandalous, if you know what I'm saying. All right, cool. So, great track to pick, right? But execution of remixing, bootlegging, flipping the song did not go so well. We have to understand that, first off, I mean, the vibes that were created are nice, subtle, luscious vibes, and picking future bass is a nice move. But you almost treated this future bass song like it was dubstep or tearout, and it's just so loud. It's so loud it hurts your ears. I mean, you can see it's bricking, which should never happen in a future bass song, that's for sure. Maybe in a dubstep song it's acceptable, right? Sometimes, but not this time. We can't let that happen. This genre is about dynamics and being able to go from loud to quiet. And for us not to be able to like discern our quiet sections is scary. And that's just visually looking at it, right? You don't need to visually look at it to know what's going on, because you can hear what's happening. You need to, I hope you're using headphones. You really need to use headphones. I can imagine making this track just on like monitors. You guys shouldn't ever use monitors, all right? Unless you're in a professional studio. If you haven't been to a professional studio, you should go, because it's not a room like you're usually in. There's no echoes and there's no reverb. So what you hear on the monitors is pure and clear. And if you add your sub, that's fine. It costs a lot of money to build a room like that, so it's not common. So that's why we use headphones, monitoring headphones. And if you were using monitoring headphones on this, your ears would start to get a lot of fatigue over time, because you're basically blowing your ears out. It's really loud. -2 LUFS is really, really loud. And we've pushed the loudness limits recently with this new genre of dubstep to like -3 LUFS. And it's very common now to be around there. But we have to be really careful when we're that loud. We have to be aware that the frequencies that we're playing can do things to our ears. So that's why when we're mixing and mastering, and why these engineers are a thing, is so that we remove harsh frequencies and remove mud, EQ a lot of those things. So yours is clipping a lot, turned up too loud. We want to go back down, use less compression. We want to make sure we're EQing every track individually. You have a lot of lows competing with other lows. Plus, your sub is very, very loud, almost too loud. So the sub needs to come down. And that sub, you got to look at the frequencies playing. It can't basically blend or play with any other frequencies like that. So on your other sounds, you cut out all those frequencies. You cut out the low frequencies of those supersaws. And also, if you had the headphones on, you can tell that the sub is moving at a different rhythm than the actual song that's playing. So like the bass is like, rah, and your sub's like, woo, woo, woo. And your sub's moving. So the sub should be moving when maybe the bass is moving. But if the sound is sustained and the future bass chords are just sustained, the sub also needs to be sustained with it so that it can be in perfect harmony. And it'll help a lot with the mix sounding full too. That is the main thing, right? Otherwise, I mean, I love what you're doing here. I love that you're transitioning from these vibes to the future bass vibes. The switch ups in the second drop, the extra synths and leads that you're adding, they're all really good. But remember, even though it's good, if it's too loud, or if I have to keep turning it up and turning it down, remember guys, we should never have to adjust our volume when listening to the song. It should just be that perfect volume, right? The listener shouldn't have to adjust it while the song is playing. Maybe the only time they'll be adjusting is per genre. It's like changing from dubstep to like house music, for example. Then yeah, you can expect a volume change. But in your genre, we have to keep it the same. So first reference a track, like a future bass track, see how loud they are. Make sure you're at the same loudness as them. and then it'll be a lot easier if you just compare yours to theirs. Use it as a reference. Then you're going to be good to go. You know what I'm saying? Then your mixing issues are going to be resolved real fast. And remember, don't overcompress, don't over limit. That's a compressor too. Check out why it's so loud. Nice vibes though. Gotta keep those vibes up, people. Keep those vibes up. Next, we have Scary Larry. He's coming in with the Porter Style Beat July 12th, 2024 Mixdown 2. I would have never known we got Mixdown 2. I thought we had Mixdown 1. Alright, let's go. Scary Larry. All right, cool. Porter Style Mix Down 2 by Scary Larry. Okay, Porter Style beat. I mean, this sounds really Porter, right? This almost sounds like a remake almost. The lead is amazing. So, honestly, overall idea is really good. I like these vibes a lot. And if there wasn't like some pretty major issues, then I think this would be a really good song. But unfortunately, when we get to the end here, it gets pretty extreme. These are almost unaudible because the sub is blasting. There's so much mud happening. It's so loud. Like, the sub is so loud that everything's starting to turn down. I don't know if you could tell that's happening, but it's a common issue that happens all the time. When you turn your sub up too much, everything starts to like turn down, and it's because your sub is taking over the whole mix. And that's what's happening here. And I think that was happening, and you tried to fix it, so you turned up everything else, and now like everything's just clipping super loud and super heavy to the top. And it's essentially, we've just like lost all dynamics, and it doesn't sound like anything's blending together here. It happens for a long time. You keep playing this over and over, and the whole drop plays it. It's very loud. It's a lot of harsh frequencies that are being pulled up that shouldn't be. So you want to be careful whenever you're turning things up. You want to EQ first, then turn things up. You want to make sure that your sub is not too loud. Your sub actually will trick you, because our headphones, it'll sound like the sub's not loud, but our headphones don't have a subwoofer, right? So we can't trust the headphones. You have to assume, you have to just prepare for that sub to be insane. So if you have like a car sub, that's where you do the tests, or you test it in the club, or you test it at a show, right? Or like I was talking about earlier, a professional studio with a real sub, that's a good place to test too. But not a lot of places to test the sub frequency. Those low frequencies are killer, man. They'll kill everybody. It's the only frequencies that'll go through those walls, man, so easily. So lots of mud buildup. 100 hertz to 400 hertz is building up a lot in multiple areas. So you want to EQ out all those lows and all the low mids. 100 to 400. Those super saws, all those sounds make a lot of those frequencies, so you want to cut them all out. Fix the clipping on overall loudness on this section. Make sure -6 lefts is good, but the way we're over compressing, the way we're clipping, maybe over limiting, you got to be careful. Stacking frequencies too. So EQ is life. EQ is wife. Keep it up. That's a good vibe. I really want to see more of this from you in a clean manner. It's going to be insane. It's going to be insane in the membrane. Hit me up if you need any help. Scary Larry, that's a nice one. Pretty nice. Goat Dubs. I don't know if he sent me a new link. That link was broken, unfortunately. Let's double check. Okay, so yep, that one's broken. We're going to go to up next, Smilius with Let's Play version 1. Let's get it done. Let's get it done, and let us get it done.
What's the matter? Not having fun yet?
Let's play.
Thanks. Let's Play by Smileys. Heavy rhythms, you know what it is, Lots of nice variations going on. Pretty decent energy here. The drop doesn't have as much energy as your drops usually have, honestly. Sometimes when the drop hits on your song, it's just fucking like intense. Didn't really feel that much energy. There is still good energy though. Energy starts to progress over time. And every new phrase starts to introduce new higher forms of energy, which is good. But I really suggest, trying to focus on the drop having as much maximum energy and then starting there and then keep building from there. The vocal that you're picking is nice. It's fire, you know what I'm saying? The hat's really loud. The hat's really a big part of the song. It's kind of like competing almost, like it's like the hat almost has too much low frequencies, maybe too much mids. Maybe the hat needs to be EQ'd so it can blend in. It's like competing with the bass. Maybe the tune of it isn't right either. You should check to see if you could tune the hat. Most rides and hats and all that on drum sets, you could tune those and you can get different rides for different notes. And if you can build harmony with your tops, with your basses, that'll be good too. So you can check on that also. This is a nice idea though. Yeah, nice variations, cool flows, cool switch ups. Good job, Smileys. Coming in hot with Let's Play. Darkness. Okay, cool. Next, Yakoba. Experimental future bass. I would have never known till I read that. Let's see it. Whoa. That is experimental future bass. Nice.
Into your ocean.
Ooh. That felt good. That's some nice outro right there. Very cool. Cool different 2 drops here. We got experimental future bass. Didn't really sound like future bass, honestly, too much. Sounded like more just dubstep, you know, just some new style of dubstep. Now, this is pretty decent, but the overall like flow and transition between things feels off. I've been trying to figure out why.
Ready, set, go.
I think there's like too much space in the mix. So like if you listen, there's like a layer that's playing with the basses that almost has too much reverb, and there's a lot of movement in this, right? It's almost based on like dun, 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 like all these like shifts and like spaces, right? So the silences really matter. And if there's an out of control tail from one of these freaking basses, this tail's acting up and he's like overlapping over everything, then things don't like flow right between each other. And also you can kind of hear sometimes, like I know in the second drop, probably in the first drop too, but in the background there's almost like sounds that are being sustained. So like piano chords, they're just playing the whole time while those are playing on top, and they're not moving with the movement that's playing with these bass leads. So the brass also, big reverb on that, causing issues. Remember, anytime you're going to drop, your reverb decay should never really ever be more than a second. Less than a second, so like 500 milliseconds to 900 milliseconds is a really good range to keep it tight and still keep the space. Because we need reverb, but we don't want tails. Yeah, and like these transitions are just very crowded, and there's just not enough. It doesn't seem like we're moving between phrases. It almost sounds like you're jumbling things together here and switching between phrases. So it becomes a bit congested, a bit hard to move between the different sections. Yeah, so like the overall flow, call and response is not there. It's more just sounds moving in cool rhythmic ways. And that's fine, you know, but you need to have some sort of like intense movement going on so that people can actually dance to this. Otherwise, it's just going to be considered electronic music rather than electronic dance music. There are 2 different things, and both have their own place in this world, but this sounds more like electronic music. The only thing that's not making it, that's bringing it more to EDM, is like how the rides are trying to add the movement, you know. Otherwise, it's just more like a sound design sample pack preview. Like someone's trying to preview their samples from a sound design session and just like playing them off. You have to phrase these up. Phrasing is a thing. Composition, song arrangement is a huge thing. And if you start referencing tracks that you like, it's going to help. I mean, being experimental is fine, but you want to also make people dance, you know, if you're making EDM. I don't know if you're trying to make EDM. Maybe you're just trying to make electronic music. You never know. You never know. But yeah, flow, call and response, 4 bars, call, response, fill within 4 bars. And just repeat it. That's all you got to do, guys. 4 bars. That is the heavens time. 4 bars. Next we have Siege with a remix of Cryos, which looks like a gamer tag, In Orbit dubs Valkyrie with Lexi Ryan. Siege remixes. Let's go, Siege.
we follow the flame till darkness calls his name and flags rise glorious flame. Death creeps around us, fighting to claim all the lives we vowed to save, but souls draw a different game.
All right, cool. That was Valkyrie by Cryos and In Orbit, the Siege remix. Cool. Honestly, Siege, God, there's just so much bad going on in here, man. Like, one thing that just really hurts my soul is that these vocals are so out of key, and it's just so blatantly obvious that they're out of key. And I don't know if they did that or if you did that. You know, I have no idea. So I just hope all of you can please understand that the vocalist has to be singing in key to the song, and if she doesn't know how to sing, then that's fine. It's very hard to sing. Just get another vocalist. It doesn't matter about hurting people's feelings because they need to get better. At audio engineering school, I had so many rappers and singers trying to work with me, and I would have to do that hard job of telling the singer that they're not good enough to sing. They have to keep learning and keep practicing. And then when you meet a real singer, which there's so many of them, you'll know, because instantly it touches your soul, and it's extremely powerful. And it's really easy for a good singer to get on any song and sing on top of it. So hear how melodic this is. We have bells,
As we follow the flame till darkness
she comes in and she's singing a different, like she's singing lower than what she's supposed to be. She's singing flat as hell, which means that she's not singing high enough. And this could be maybe you just accidentally transpose the vocal stem because you might have got the stems in the remix. I mean, there could be so many issues. So it's hard to tell you what to do right because like there's a lot of different factors that come into play now. And this is a remix, and it might be an official remix. These might be your friends that sent you the song, which it's kind of looking like. But bro, I mean, if your friends are making music, that's cool, but they also have to make sure that they're making good music. And if you have the ability to get the stems and change the keys and be able to make something new, you also have the power to make it sound better. So that's a lot of people working on this. And it still has the vocals out of key. This is why it's just, it upsets me. It hurts my soul, honestly, because there's a lot of, thankfully you guys sent it to me because I'm the one who can tell you guys, because there's a lot of people who won't know or who won't tell you. And that's common, you know, and that's an issue because we all have to improve and we all have to sound professional, and mixing and mastering vocals is a really big thing, and all these audio schools teach it around the country. So it's knowledge you can get. And on YouTube, if you look up audio engineering, there's a lot of videos on it. So I really suggest everyone starts going into that, right? And that's just the part those are the longest sections of this song. When we get to your drop, there's not much harmony between the intro and the drop because everything's just out of key. Everything's just like different pitches going everywhere. So even though we might have some cool sound design, the way it's blending from the build up to the drop becomes an issue.
Fucking.
And then also, like I mentioned in previously, call and response is really important. So we want to make sure that there's flow. So let's go and check out the drop.
Are you fucking?
Damn. Well, you kind of delayed it. So look at the build up. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that was the timing. So we basically chopped up the call.
Are you fucking?
And we had the kick start a little early. And then as soon as the snare hits, we get into the drop. Usually, you just want to have, like, this kick is really messing up the flow. This early kick. It's not really doing anything for the energy. It's accidentally messing up the transition between the call.
Are you fucking?
Like, are you fucking kidding me? And then as soon as that snare hits, then we start energy. So like the energy transition is off because of the vocals and the kick and the call and response. So try to restructure a perfect 4-bar flow, call, response, fill. Before that 4 bars, that's where your pre-drop is, which would be the vocal. That vocal, that pre-drop is not part of the 4-bar phrase. In addition, if you add a fake out, that would be in addition to that 4 bars. So it'd go pre-drop, fake out, which could be 4 to 8 bars, and then the 4-bar phrase, which is call, response, fill. I mean, that's just basic standard timing, and that's what you'll need to do so that you can get maximum energy, because right now you're just playing the sound and there's no movement happening.
Fucking.
Like I said, nice sound design, good sound, but we want to be able to make it move, add about 4 to 5 times more energy in these phrases, and make sure that when we get to these later phrases, energy doesn't die down and things don't sound repetitive, which is what's happening currently. But like I said, 4-bar phrases, guys, it's the key to everything. The hidden 4 bars. That's about it. So yeah, remember guys, auto-tune and Melodyne for your vocals. Make sure you see what pitch the vocalist is singing in, and make sure that she is singing the 7 out of the 12 notes that are in your scale. A scale is like D minor or F minor, for example. If the vocalist does not know how to reach the pitch perfectly, then she has to keep practicing. plain and simple. I had the most adorable little girl at my audio engineering school who wanted to sing on all my tracks, and I would try to let her a lot, but it was just hard because she wasn't good, and it's a hard conversation. I've been there a lot. It's just be careful, guys. Be careful. Find a good vocalist. They will change your life. Go on Twitter, go on Instagram. They're everywhere. Just hit them up. They're hungry to work. Literally, they're hungry. I need to download, I think, a couple more songs. Let's double check. We have Berserk. Okay, we're good. Up next, we got WIP 5 by Bill, the producer. Oh, Bill just did a drip battle. Submitted a sick tearout track, I remember. Let's go on and see what he has today. Let's go. We gotta run that back. This is a scale. Nicely done. Bill, the producer, coming in. Usually you have that big fat bass and you don't disappoint here. But if you notice your mid bass, that's almost spread completely to the sides, and we've lost the middle. That mono signal is real important. We need both, honestly. So keep that stereo, but then add that mono signal too, so that it can sound full and really big in that stereo image. So right now it's like the sub is by itself, bass is by itself on the sides. So that'll make a big difference. Nice. Now that's a long call right there. Very unique call and response here. Wow. So we got build up. Mini fake out followed by extended call. It's very interesting, man. Very creative. So because of this extended call, it's like introduced like brrr, and then bum bum bum. Now, keep in mind that we're starting on the kick here. Usually, we start dancing on the snare. That's where we headbang. Right on the snare. So if you didn't extend it and dropped it on the snare here, which would be before the kick, it would probably sound harder. If you play with the snare, if you move with that snare, it's everything. That's what we're dancing to. So if your basses are moving around that and your transition phrases are moving around that, it's going to help a lot, if you know what I'm saying. Nice though, nice and dark. You could add some vocals, something cool, a synth lead or a vocal lead will do a lot with these intros to make it sound full. Right now it sounds a bit empty, but yeah, nice, big and bassy, pretty simple, not too much going on, pretty short song too, only a minute. Next, we have No One Cares by Death Chef. Oh, let's get it done. All right, cool. Death Chef with No One Cares. We got the guitar, we got the distortion, we got the dubstep. A lot of these sections sounded like they were off key and they didn't sound like the right note was being hit. You can tell because it just sounds like there's more tension and dissonance being created rather than harmony. If we're sticking to one scale, using all the 7 out of the 12 notes in our scale, and specifically using the root note 90% of the time on the drop, you can avoid all this and everything sounds cohesive and blends together, and you'll be able to reach maximum energy and harmony. Harmony is when all the vibrations stack perfectly on top of each other. That's what we need. So when we listen to like this, there's guitar playing. But all the guitar is really distorted. It's hard to tell most of the time what's playing. It's like filtered out. But there's still like there's still harmonic content, melodic content being played. So the drop should naturally match those tones and everything that's playing before it. So if you have like an audio sample, you have to make sure you check what note it's playing, what scale it's playing. You have to see if you have that information so that you can translate it to your drop. If it says the scale, like D minor, then that means you have to play in D minor or transpose the sample so that it can fit with your song. Also, keep in mind too, we're pretty slow BPM right now. So if we measure this, we're probably like around 120. We're going to see. But overall energy levels feel very low because of the speed. And it looks like we changed. So about 150 right now. Oh, we're playing right now. Oh no. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, yeah, so we're about 117. Like I suspected, around 120. So this is an issue, right? I mean, obviously you've heard the pros like Murata switch up the BPM in their track, but they do it real strategically, because if you just do it at the beginning of your drop, you are significantly lowering the energy. But if you do it at the end of your song, where everyone's already danced to the regular speed and they're like getting tired almost of the song, then you switch it up on them, slow it down, and fuck their brains up. It's that simple. But you're trying to fuck their brains up a little bit too quickly. You know what I'm saying? Remember, the build-up, we're ready to literally headbang to 150 beats per minute because of your build-up that you just created. So if you just switch it all of a sudden right before the drop, which is the climax of your song, it's not going to work, you know? It's going to reduce energy. So all that tension and energy that you built up, you basically just killed it right here. And then we have to restart back from ground zero. And then it's really hard to make people dance like that. So that's the reason why this sounds so low energy and just with not enough movement. Obviously, sound design's there, cool screamo vocals, but we want to make sure you're blasting that root note. You want to make sure that you're staying 150, your first drop, and then maybe the second drop, we can slow it down. And remember, before the slowdown, there has to be like a slow fake out or a slow build up to match with the slow drop, or else the energy levels will feel off. But yeah, that's about it. Oh yeah, and your transitions, you got to make sure that there's like a pre-drop and a good transition between the build up and the drop. Because right now they're just like overlapping and it's low energy because of that too. So yeah, check on those things. You know what I'm saying? Nicely done. that chef. No one cares. Ooh, okay. Hold on. I need to get these real quick. These are the last ones. Very nice. Let me download these right quick. I'm also going to use the restroom real quick. I'll be right back in 1 second. Alrighty. We got to get these tracks in here, if you know what I'm saying. Then we're going to move on to the next submission, which is called Berserk by Rage. I don't know why I'm talking like this. Maybe it's because a little bit of hot cloud has gotten into everyone's life. If you know what I'm saying. Country Bud Light. Oh, nice. Sorry. I know I'm a little bit excessive. But you know what? That's what music does to me. It gets me all riled up. It gets me all crazy. Makes me start saying all the crazy stuff, you know what I'm saying? Put in a flipper song right there. Put in a depth song. Put in a silent song. Put in a clip. Okay, very nice. Up next, we have Rage coming in with Berserk. #1. Not #2. It's number 1. I'm going to let this load real quick. 3, 2, 1. Run it. Yes. Hey. Oh, hold on. I want to shout out to all you peoples. Boy, that shit was crazy, man. I didn't know you were about to hit us like that, but damn, man, that was a lot of energy. Really good techniques involved. A lot of the stuff I'm talking about in the feedback, like call response, flow, it's done here. So it's sounding very professional. One of the only things that I guess doesn't sound as professional are these filters. They sound very low quality. I don't know. This is probably the only part of the song that doesn't sound like, you know, professional, I guess. Overall flow though, let's check it. What is this? So, come in with the beautiful call. It just gets fast right away, bro. And then he switches it up right away and keeps the flow extended. So he's now extending probably this 4-bar phrase into an 8-bar phrase, right? God, I mean, he's extended the phrase a lot, keeps going back and forth between different, it's not just speeds, but energy tones. So like frequencies that are playing. So it's like high pitch, low pitch, going back and forth. And then the vocal fill for the end. So let's see, is this 8 bar, 16? Yeah, 8 bars. Yeah, so we extended it to the 8 bars, like we were talking about. It's crazy, bro. Like, so we haven't really looked at loudness, but it sounds loud enough, sounds wide enough. We'll check it. Yeah, we're in a really good range, about -5 lefts. About -6 to -3 is really the zone that we always want to be in. Overall, this is sounding pretty nice. The second. Nice switch up with this. It sounds really distorted, real crunchy. It's hard for me to tell if we've almost killed the sub. Like sometimes we may accidentally remove the sub and it doesn't sound like there's too much sub. I really would try to test in a car with a sub or in the club and basically compare your song to one of your favorite songs that you want yours to sound like and compare the sub, the intensity, and see if it's good. Because it's hard to tell, like I mentioned earlier, with these monitoring headphones because we can only feel and hear so much. Sounds good, honestly. Sub comes through real nice there. And then our metal, you know, double bass kick. And then my favorite part, this. For some reason, this is almost like the theme of the song, right? The reason why you can keep coming back to this song, right? If it was just a regular banger, you know, but we got some Japanese samurai vocals, some crazy. It fits the vibe. It like almost puts it all together, and that's like taking it to the next level. Nice piece of art. Yeah, honestly, just these filter sections are one of the things I'd probably work on, making them as clean as possible. Trying different filters, different EQs. You know what's good. In the hood. Good energy. Up next, Get Funky by Flipper. Look at that. That's a good cover art. This is the pre-master. Shall we know or shall we not know?
Get funky with it.
Boy. That's a wiggly wobbly.
Get funky with it.
Boy, that felt nice. Fast wiggly wobblies on the wobbly doublies. Let's check it.
Funky with it.
Ooh, that call is so the call response structure is just beautiful, man. Check this. It's like, and then you get like thrown into the fastness. It's the movement and dynamics is just unreal.
Funky with it.
Ooh, this is clean, man.
Get funky with it.
Unfortunately, the hats are so like they have so much lows in them. They're competing with everything, and it just sucks. You know, it's congesting the mix. These poor wubbies are trying to shine. They're singing their hearts out, but these damn hats are hitting their pots and pans back there all too loud, man. They need to be a little bit turned down a little bit, EQ'd a little bit. Really just enough to where these shine and have the spotlight. Yeah, like during that, I mean, it's just, those hats are too much. Remember, the tails of your rides and your open hi-hats, you can use your fades and really improve the dynamics and the feel and the vibe. And remember, not too much reverb. You don't want too much reverb on those either. That's really the main problem with this track. If you get those hats fixed, I think it's going to make a huge difference. I love this little laser. Just, man, good job. Good dynamic shifts. Great vibes. Lots of variation. It's creative. It's fun. It's funky. Flipper coming in. Flipper going in. Flipper going out. Good job. Next, couch locked with a view inside the depths. Okay. That, man, I wasn't expecting that to feel as good as it did. Holy shit, dude, man, that was good. Really good. So I went on such a journey during this song. It's crazy. Like at the beginning, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And then as soon as things started winding up, I was like, oh my God, I feel like I'm in one of the best futuristic video games. But then then you switch it up and it starts to become like almost like inspired by Of the Trees, you know? And I feel like I was at Red Rocks in that vibe, and things started getting real trippy, man. The dynamics and the flow and the layers and the sub, it's just all working really good. It's you got a lot of good resonances going on over here, man. It's long. 3:30. Yeah, it felt long. It felt like I was lost in time for a little bit. Very cool, man. I gotta say, no drop here, obviously. But there are some sections that feel like a drop. Like it'll get super loud and we get dropped in. So see if I can find them. This is subtle, which you can kind of count as a drop, but this one feels insane. I can't even find it. But it is this sound, right? You're using this loud, big bass to move between loud to quiet and move back and forth, and it's done well. This is really cool, really unique. Just reminds me of just like old rhythms, you know, old school dubstep. Very nice wubs. This would go great. This would play great out in nature. People just vibing hard. So yeah, good job, man. Couch Lock coming in with the wubbies. Good job, C. Next is Silent Sin with Pull Up. Oh, dang. Okay.
Break. I got that one. Yeah, I bust like a break. I got that one. Yeah, I bust like a. Pull up to the curb like. know about? Like to the curb like what? What you know about? What? Break. I got that what? Yeah, I bust like a break.
Break.
I got that what? Yeah, I bust like a break. I got that what? Yeah, I bust like a break. I got that what? Yeah, I bust like a.
All right, cool. That's Silent Sin with Pull Up. Honestly, whenever I hear these vocals, it's like, it's starting to get old because they're used so much, you know, like they're used a lot, and they've been used a lot for a couple years now. And I don't know, I would just really suggest trying to use a different vocal because it like makes your song grouped up with all these other songs that all have the same dude saying the same thing on it. And I just don't think that's a good thing to have. When we have a nice creative song, you don't want to associate it with other songs. It should be unique. You know, it should be good. This vocal has been used a lot by like, you know, Lays, Resurrect, like that type of like heavy rhythm. And this is like kind of the direction we're going towards. The sustain though is like super loud. It's too loud. A lot of the sounds are not blending well because of how loud it is. I had to leave it turned down most of the time because of just how harsh a lot of these frequencies are cutting through. Plus the sustain is kind of just doing the same thing. It's not really moving in pitch. It's not moving in like with LFO movement. It's just sustained the whole time. So that tone is just noise after a while. There's not enough movement going on here. The last thing you want to do is be creating noise. You want it to be organized, rhythmic, flowing noise. If it's going to be noise, that's kind of what dubstep is. We have to be careful not to just blast really loud sounds in people's ears without there being a lot of movement and flow.
What you know about?
So you have the vocal,
What you know about?
and then the down. This is kind of a call here. And the response. But you see, we're just repeating the same thing over and over again. The calls need to switch up. The responses need to switch up so that you can keep the energy flowing and moving over time as well.
Pull up to the curb like.
This is a cool switch up. But these silences here, these are very abrupt silences that make it odd when transitioning between phrase to phrase. So make sure you fix those. Like it's just a kick with nothing. So you don't want to be careful with those.
The curb like.
This is sick.
What?
But the sustain, you know, it's kind of doing the same thing. It's not really, doesn't sound like a perfect pitch with everything else. So double check the sustains. Sustains are always one of the hardest things to make, but if you can get the pitch right, the energy right, it'll make a huge difference. You're looking at that too. Good job, Silent Sin, with the pull up. Next, we got Opedic with Something I Started Today clip.
This beat is brought to you by Opedic.
Nice. Let's run that back again for the one time.
Petty!
This is nice. The overall, this sounds off some. Oh, maybe the flow, like the overall notes that you chose here may be off a little bit, but the overall energy that this is bringing feels almost muted. When it transitions to this, though, that's nice. Maybe I think it just needs like an extra high frequency layer layered on top of this, actually. Yeah, that's what it is. So the notes seem fine, but maybe add an additional layer that's more focused on high frequencies. These are really like mids, lows, so it sounds pretty empty. The only high frequencies playing are like that weird wiggly thing in the background. Yeah, but we just need these to have like a lot of energy. So layer those, make them full. That's gonna help a lot. And these fast sections are sick. Yeah, switching up between the slow and the fast. Cool. Oh yeah, and then the intro, add a lead, like a synth lead, a main vocal lead. Something that's not just repeating and looping, but something that's like moving, melodic, adding progression. It'll help a lot. Good job though. Very nice. Especially if you just started it today. You're whipping out ideas quickly. As usual. Lysergic's coming in next with synthesis. Let's check it out. Very nice. Amazing vibes, electronic vibes, magical, mystical synthesis by Lysergics. Very nice. Good hybrid between the cool melodic EDM and some heavy dubstep. And the lead that's going, it's just fire, man. Good movement. For the first phrase, it's nice. It starts to get a little bit repetitive towards the second half. So try to do some other things to switch it up. Remember, you're doing a lot of dynamic shifts with these. So it makes it harder to switch up the second half. You're going to have to do like a longer break probably. And then these fills, like the snare fill, super loud compared to everything else. So just make sure you mix those down. Nice, amazing transitions. Yeah, it's just real festival, real EDM-y. I like that. Yeah, very nice. Keep it up, man. This is pretty good. Good dynamics, good loudness, good flow, nice sounds, nice tones. I would just definitely try to, like I said, make sure to switch up the energy, maybe switch up the flow, switch up the tones halfway through on the drops so that it doesn't get repetitive over time and it doesn't get predictable either. That's about it, guys. Thank you for submitting. You guys are off the chain. If there was a chain, you would be off of the chain. And I'm happy you guys came. Submit your future tracks for feedback in my Discord. Hit me up if you need any help in the Discord or Instagram. You can hit me up with questions, messages, and then I do 1v1 lessons if you need those as well. Book your time and your date online at dripment.com. I'll see you guys later. I'm going to go probably eat some food and we going to keep it moving. Keep it working. Stay producing, guys. Stay fresh. Later.